Arushi is probably going to come back. Okay, I believe I had RCAI and Parking Lot Nerds on deck. Is that right? Are they ready? They are indeed, and we're going to restart. Okay, they are. Parking Lot Nerds has a tradition of doing very well in this race, so we'll see how that goes.
Sometimes the racer that starts on the outside, their model doesn't apply a lot of throttle in the beginning, and so they tend to get a slow start. But since we're taking the best lap as your lap time, that still gives them an opportunity to come back even though they're behind.
In the physical races, we often we only use their first lap time because that's it's fair. You don't go from a running start. In these races, we use your best time regardless. And so a technique that I haven't seen anyone use yet, but they could use, is they could actually start slow to make sure they reliably finish, and then just accelerate with their second lap and their third lap because the best one counts. So that way they could really take advantage of the running start. And perhaps someone has done this and I just don't know about it. But that's the difference between the physical and the real. The physical and the virtual, rather. Okay, Parking Lot Nerds has in fact done very well so far, but RCAI is still doing a solid lap. Has done a solid lap. Okay, that's the third lap for Parking Lot Nerds, and 20. Okay, they're now on the third lap. There we go. That's finished. So we have a best lap time. Both of them excellent best lap times. Parking Lot Nerds is ahead at 24.58. All right. So now I'm going to. Okay. Yeah. So now I think I've got the correct one. Thank you. So right now I have in first place. Going into the ladder is Jack, then Hogenemushi, Nazy, Maxime. For some reason I have Jack twice. We'll take him out for the second one. Then RL Racing Robot, Parking Lot Nerds, Raoul, and RCAI. So if that stands up, those will be the 8 going into the ladder. So give us a moment to construct the ladder. But the way the ladders work is that you actually get a sort of somebody from the top of the list and someone from the bottom of the list to go together, so we don't end up with like the top 2 wiping each other out at the beginning of the ladder. So it looks like it's going to be at least for the first race, it's going to be Jack versus somebody. We're going to find out. So Jack, get ready, and we're going to find out who you're up against in a moment.
It's going to be RCAI.
Jack, RCAI, please log in. Jack, log in. On deck for the next pairing will be Maxime versus RL Racing Robot. You're on deck. After that will be Nazy versus Parking Lot Nerds. And after that is Hogenemushi versus Raoul.
So we have one competitor. There we go. And,
all right, there we have RCAI. We have Jack. They're at the starting line, and they're off. The winner of this race will move on to the next stage of the ladder. So these are the top 8. Then we're going to move to the top 4, top 2, and then finally the ultimate victor. Okay, so in this case, Jack would be favored as he is the top of the list. So if he wins, that won't be a surprise. But let's see how RCAI. It can always be a surprise when could be that the number 1 just wipes out. We're going to be pretty disciplined on this one. So at this point, everybody's has proven they can race. And so if one wipes out and the other one continues, we may actually just allow that and not restart the race.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
So Jack is so far in the lead with a 28.8 best lap. RCAI is just 2 seconds behind. Let's see if that changes as they go into the second lap. Oh, Jack moves up to a 25.02, as you might expect from getting from a running start. RCAI also moves up to a 26.94, not quite good enough to beat Jack yet, We'll see how things go in the third lap. Both of them running really well. And there we have the finish. Okay, so very, very close as it turns out. 24.36 versus 24.88.
Wow.
Really impressive race from RCAI. Moving up in speed. However, Jack is the winner by a fifth of a by 0.5. By a half a second. So Jack moves on. Next up will be Mac or both. Adam, Ton, Raul, anything you want to add? Maybe actually, let me turn back to our winner and say, Antoine, is there anything you'd like to add to what you've already told us about your car? Anything you'll do differently next time? Antoine's already hit the champagne.
I think I will just train more. I don't know. And I think, yeah, maybe one thing I didn't mention is everything was using only one CPU. So no GPU, no big stuff.
Congratulations. One of the things you can do in the virtual racing is you can use any kind of computer you want, multiple GPUs, use a supercomputer if you want. In the physical world, of course, you're limited to whatever's running on board, which is typically a Raspberry Pi 4 or a Jetson Nano or something like that. So it's real opportunity to explore both, massive compute and limited compute and see what kind of algorithms scale from one to the other. Adam, anything, any other thoughts?
Quick question. Do we post the faster lap for the record?
Sure. We'll post both. We'll post both the ultimate winner of the race and the fastest lap. So
Awesome.
the top 5 or 6. Adam, anything you want to add? Easy to set up. You can run this on your own machine just for yourself. You can host it for your friends. You can run it globally. This is really a great time to see you in a little bit more than a month. Thanks all.